Hi everyone, welcome to video number 3, which is actually number 2 on our self-care series. The first one last week was a discussion on how to meditate to find center. Now we're going to learn about specific parts of the body that also help keep you centered. This week we're going to be talking about chakras. I've had a lot of interest from people asking about chakras and Reiki, so I thought I'd go ahead and incorporate a little bit of those in these videos. But these are crash courses, keep in mind. I'm going to give you the very basics, just so that you kind of get the understanding and a very basic way on how to do them for yourself or maybe someone else. Your chakras, what that means is they're spinning discs of energy in your body that are in tune with nerve bundles, organs, and specific things in the area of each one. Each one also has a power number and a power color. So I want to go through that with you. In order to keep balance in your body, imagine them little discs or frisbees of rainbowy colors. Just keep that vision in your mind, centered almost exactly in the middle of your body, right up by the spine, and they just spin and they're releasing energies. Now imagine you have all of those spinning freely and one gets out of whack, so it's going to start throwing the ones near it off whack, and then it just goes from there. It can also affect the organs in that area, or tissues, or muscular or skeletal issues in that area too. Once you get them in line, everything falls into place. This is something you can do for yourself, most definitely. You can also help someone else do this. You can show them how to do it and give them the information on how they can do it for themselves. Because they're located near these nerve bundles, organs, everything, when everything's in balance, it has a great effect on your emotional and physical well-being. When one of them is blocked or not spinning as equally as the rest of them, you can imagine it'll have a ripple effect and it'll start affecting things. And you know when you're not feeling well, that's the first thing on your mind. I don't feel good today because of this. Why is that taking over your mind? Because something's out of whack. Just takes a couple of minutes to focus in on it. Find out how to just picture it spinning freely, throwing that stuff right off of it, and give it its space to move. I want to go ahead and go through the chakras really quickly. The first one, number 1, root chakra. Basically your butt sitting on the floor. You've seen the yoga pose. They sit straight. They got legs crossed so that they're really grounded on the floor, and their arms out. Remember, we talked about this on meditating. Keeping the body in a straight posture and free of itself. You're able to be more in tune to what's going on in here with less distraction out here. The root chakra is also the color red, so that's its power color. And it's for grounding purposes. So if it's healthy, you feel safe, you feel secure in your life. It's the foundation in your life. You have very little worries or concerns. But if that gets out of whack a little bit, you'll start finding you're concerned about basic needs or financial stresses, things of that nature. Do you see how that kind of works? The number 2 is your sacral, and it is located in the groin area, and it represents self-worth and sexuality. Obviously, if that gets a little out of whack, you could have things like impotence or low drive. You can also have things related to weight issues. When you get that back into the swing of things and get that nice and free and spinning, your life in those categories will be much healthier. Number 3 is solar plexus. That's your abdomen. And the color for this one is yellow, and it represents personal power, self-esteem, this is kind of like you in your place. Some people refer it to as their personality. Now, there's power in that. That's where, your diaphragm is. This is where all the action goes after you've eaten, gets transformed into power for your body and the energy it needs. So when this is on tack, it really boosts everything psychologically and personality wise. If this gets out of whack, you could have anything. I mean, we're talking from stomach issues to digestive issues, organ issues, and where does worry, stress, and all of that stuff, when you have low self-esteem, goes there. You eat. We tend to gain weight. We tend to get these things all blocked up in here. Picture that all spinning off your disc. Get that disc cleaned off and let it freely spin. The next one is your heart chakra. This is number 4. And believe it or not, it's not the color red, it's the color green. I always like to think of it as being, the reason it's green is because that's the color of life, maybe. Trees, grass, plants, things coming up. The heart chakra is your ability to love. And it's not just loving others, it's your ability to love yourself as well. If this is out of whack, you'll find yourself giving all your love and attention to others and none to yourself. You become lonely, isolated. But if it's in good running speed on that little disc there, you're going to have love to give to others as well as yourself first, like we talked about in the very first episode. Loving yourself is most important, because if you don't love yourself, you have nothing to give to others. So, important. Keep that in good spinning conditions so that you're balanced. Number 5 is your throat chakra. Your throat chakra is blue. It also affects communication. Now, your communication is your ability to express yourself, your feelings, your thoughts, share intelligence. If you're not able to do this, if that's out of balance, it can mean anything as negative as gossip, talking about people in a negative way, or not being able to stand up for yourself by speaking your mind, or speaking in your mind with compassion and consideration and respect. So that helps keep that in line as well. Your 6th chakra is your third eye, and that is right here about the brow line, right about here. The color is indigo, and the purpose of this one is for intuition. This is where those thoughts come into your mind, the gut feelings. Yeah, they can be felt down here, but the antenna is right here. This one is the one that takes in thoughts and feelings of others around you, your ability to take them in and analyze them in order to know how to react or not react to them. This one here is very, very important for when you're meditating, to keep that clear. And it's your way of envisioning the world around you. If this gets mucked up at all, then it's the first thing that's going to start leading everything else out of whack. The last one, number 7 is your crown. It is the top of your head. So envision it's like your radar, your antenna that goes straight up like this, straight up to the heavens. This is your direct communication with spirit or your higher power. It is your connection to that. The color, its power color is white or violet. Indigo is a little bit darker, violet's a little bit lighter. But white can also be used to represent this also. It's also significant to intelligence, your brain, how your brain thinks, how you react, not react, how you determine an action for something, how you strategize, how you react to the world and the environment around you. If this gets out of whack, if you do not have that communication with whoever or whatever it is that you believe in and put your faith in, you lose all of the balancing power to everything. It's almost like a lightning rod. It's going to go right here and it's going to go all the way down to the root and put itself right into the ground. It's going to keep you straight up and down. If this is out of whack, everything else is going to go back and forth or just completely go apart. They're all doing their own thing, which that's not good either. They may all be freely spinning, but if they're not in line together, they can't connect each other's energy. So you're going to feel off. And I know we've all had days that we felt off. Can't really explain it. All you need to do is sit down, take a few breaths, just like in the meditating. Take a few breaths, just a quick minute to yourself, and picture in your mind all these little discs, however it is, frisbees, anything that you need to think in your mind, just freely spinning. It can be anything, plastic, metal, whatever it is that helps you envision that. And have it just spin so fast you can almost hear the hum. And do each one. Just envision each one exactly where they need to be. Freely spinning. Just takes a couple of minutes. It's amazing how different you will feel. More relaxed, centered. You're not off so much anymore. You're able to focus, think clearer. Stress, anxiety, the outside world, the news, everything can get in the way of that natural health. Take a minute and cut the world out and just focus on you and your little discs all throughout your body. Line them up as if you're sliding them on a pole, and the power of each one keeps them just the right amount apart from each other all the way up to the top. And then just picture at the top of your head going straight up, almost like a ray of light. Just envision that coming out, just going straight up. It's just energy. And then that just naturally gets everything in. Now, like I said again, this is crash course. There's so much more involved with chakras than this. But this at least gets you the basics. And if you find this helpful or important in your life, you certainly know where to go to look up the information out on the internet, libraries, books, whatever it is, or talk to masters. Yoga utilizes a lot of this energy, posing, all of the things to center in on yourself. That's a great thing too, and it's a very popular thing now. You can find this anywhere. If this really does help you, and you find that you're more drawn to this, or maybe that you're really in need of this, then seek it out. Or you can certainly ask me questions at contact@themagiccabin.com, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. Until then, keep those discs spinning, and you have a great day. Blessed be.